Hey everybody, it's Roxas8137 here, bringing you the first episode of our, what do you want to call it? S- um, you still there?
I'd say about list 10.
Okay, yeah, let's just call it List 10. This is, my friend, I'm talking to my friend about this. We thought about this video for a while, and we just felt like doing it today. So, there's been a lot of discussion lately about the new Super Smash Bros. Game coming out. Um, Unfortunately, it looks like it probably won't be coming out for until next year. What's your thoughts on that, Jade?
Well, all games need to have their development stages, and I think that the more time that they have to actually develop the game, the better it's going to be in the end.
Yeah, yeah. I think that, but I feel like it should come out. It will come out later this year, um, because of the probably the high demand of it. But I
Yeah, many developers do succumb to their fans, and the higher the demand, the more rushed they are. So hopefully it'll be as good quality as they could have made it.
yeah. So yeah, this I think it's gonna come out actually at the end of the year, like towards Christmas time. But that's just my opinion of it. Um,
Hmm.
because that's when most of the games are bought and like that. That's when most games should come out because it's Christmas time and they can make a lot of money off of it. Excuse
Yeah.
me, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, this is our first top 10 list, and we're gonna start off with what changes we'd like to see in the next Super Smash Bros. Game. So, Jaden, you want to start off, or um,
Sure.
okay,
With number 10, we have the better customization of maps. The current map customization is very limited. There's a very small amount of stuff that you can actually put into a map compared to the professionally made maps that are already inside of the game. I know that's to limit how much actual size each map takes up, but really they should give an overall size limit over all the maps instead of limiting each map. What are your thoughts on those, Manuel?
I think that they should like make them so. How should I say this? That they don't limit it. Like make it. I mean, yeah, I understand that they have to make space for the game and all the other features and stuff. But if they're gonna make a map customization thing, make it up to par with the actual maps in the game, the actual battles fields in the game, like the main ones. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, like make it up to par with that, and don't put this stuff in our face and say, "Here you go, have fun with it."
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been so much better. Like the the idea of it was good, and the execution was bad. That's all I really have to say about that. That's it could have been much better. That's all I really have to say.
Yeah, it really could have.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, number 9. Okay. For number 9, we'd like to see new items based off of other games in the series. Other than yeah, like if you get what we're saying. So like items more from like Sonic the Hedgehog, because Sonic was in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and there were really no items in that from that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean the medals and the little statues. Yeah, those could count as items, I suppose, but they're not really usable. There's lots of potential you can have there that they just didn't exploit.
Yeah. But yeah, or another idea was items with different effects for different characters. So like if you're Mario and you throw like let's just say how should I explain this? If you're Mario and you throw like or you have a fire flower, he picks it up and he turns into Fire Mario.
Yeah,
That would
exactly.
be pretty cool. Uh, that in my opinion. I mean, how about you? What do you think? Should they do this or?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with your opinion on this. certain since the items are based around there are items that are based around actual characters from the different games, so they should interact with the characters from their matching games in special ways.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm surprised they didn't do that before. Because I mean, in Melee they could have even done it with the Fire Flower, and I mean that would have been really cool. But I was really surprised when they didn't. I was like, oh look, here's Mario. Oh look, let's grab the Fire Flower. Nope, he just shoots fire, and it was kind of lame. But I didn't really like the Fire Flower. It's kind of one of
Yeah,
those. It's kind of one of those cheapo items that you can pin people in a corner with. So many bad memories.
but
Yes. So yeah, you got any other? How about your thoughts on this?
well, there's always gonna be overpowered items. It's really hard to make an item so that it's impossible to exploit.
Yeah, like the fan. The fan was just awful. Me and Jaden both agree on this wholeheartedly. Get rid of the fan.
Yeah, and things like the smoke bomb, that did that was almost entirely useless. I mean, sure it would be, or at least make it be more balanced. Like the smoke bomb actually having a use, like it would make it so that it would actually fog up your screen when you got inside of it, making it actually work kind of as a smoke screen.
Yeah, I really
Or having the fan not be able to be used as rapidly.
yeah, I really never have understood the smoke bomb. That's just me though. I mean, they could have. There was some potential there to actually make it something. I guess that maybe they thought something, or maybe they thought it was supposed to like block the person's vision or something. I don't know. It's it's just one of those items that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But
And
oh, I'm sorry. Go
move
on.
into our next subject, don't you?
Yeah. You read it off because I just read off the last one.
Okay. Our next subject is number 8, changeable move sets. The ability for each character to actually have a list of moves to choose from in the customization menu, and that way no two players are actually different. There would be a default set of I think there should be a default set of move sets for all the characters, but when a player creates a profile, he's able to edit the different move sets and the different moves that each character can use. What are your opinion on this?
I actually agree with that a lot because what you just said makes sense. I mean, yeah, you're your own person. You know, you're nobody's gonna be exactly the same. So, I mean, character customization is really cool. Um, so like, let's just say you want Link or like Link with a bow, like not well. No, let's not use Link. You get what I'm saying? Like you can like have a Ganondorf with a sword in one move set, and then another move set you can have him with like Captain Falcon in Melee, like because he was just like him in Melee. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying,
Yeah. So
and even having new moves that are completely unique to the character, like having several different types of punch, so that you could select from in a list instead of just having a selection of left smash or left basic attack.
yeah, and it's like okay, yeah, yeah. That's really all I have to say about it. How about you? Any other thoughts with that? Because that's really all I got.
No, we pretty much summed it up. Let's move into our next subject.
Okay. For number 7, we put edit existing maps. So yeah, I'd actually really like the idea of editing existing maps, like taking the basic, palette of the map. I guess I could say palette, right?
Yeah, the actual being able to take an existing map and send it through the editor so you can make little changes on it would really add to the customization of the game, because that way if you don't like a certain part of the map, you don't want it, but you still like the overall layout of the map,
Yeah, like take
then
Hyrule.
you
Oh,
could, yeah, then you can edit it.
Yeah.
Like, say you didn't want the that map in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. That Mario map that scrolls sideways. You
Yeah.
could maybe make it so that it doesn't scroll as fast, or you can remove some obstacles so
Or you could,
it's not as cumbersome and you can focus more on fighting.
or you could put more enemies in or something like that. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, like you could put like more bricks or walls or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that's I actually like that idea. Take like let's just say you know the Hyrule map in Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, like take that and you can put like different obstacles in different places. Like you know, on the far left, that one spot where you can come up underneath and get to the top. Like
Yeah.
in certain spots, you can like cut that off, or like you can like block it off so they can't get out that way.
Or make it at least harder to get through that
Yeah,
area.
or make it like higher or
Like,
something. So I mean, like characters with Meta Knight or Pit, they can't fly up there.
exactly.
Uh, anyway, that's really all we feel about that situation. So more
So let's
obstacles.
move to the next subject. Number 6, we have costume changes. There should be the ability so that instead of just being able to choose like what color your character is, so being able to make Lucario white and black instead of the default blue and black, I think there should be alternate outfits, such as Mario being able to actually use the Dr. Mario outfit.
Yeah, I.
And
Oh.
then to expand on that, I think the actual moves should follow the color scheme of these new outfits or colors, since I think those should be by default kept in. And so, like Lucario, the white and black Lucario, the Aerosphere should be white and black instead of blue and black. And I think that would add a bit to customization. What do you think?
I actually really agree with that. Like I'm just gonna give another example. The war they actually set upon this in the Wario. Um, when you're picking characters, you can actually change like his default outfit is the WarioWare outfit, I believe. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can change it to the classic Wario suit, which I really enjoyed. I actually really liked Wario too. He's actually a pretty cool character. But yeah, I really like the idea of that. So like if you want Link to be Dark Link, that would be cool. I like Dark Link. Um, if you want Luigi to be or like have the backpack on his back for Luigi's Mansion, that would be really cool. It wouldn't really do anything, but I mean it'd be really cool. Like maybe like a little tie-in or something. I really don't know how that would work, but it was just an idea. Um, or if you wanted, it doesn't Ganon have an alternate outfit from Legend of Zelda? Then like in other than the one he has in Brawl or in Melee, doesn't Ganondorf have one in Ocarina of Time or whatever?
He does appear with different actual appearances throughout the Legend of Zelda series, so he could appear with one of his different outfits from, say, Ocarina of Time instead of solely from Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool in my opinion, but or like yeah, like with Zelda, you could change her outfit to match one of the other games. That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, or like instead of, I mean, they kind of did that with Pikachu too. Pikachu and Jigglypuff. I'm not really sure if this counts as a character customization or costume change, but they did it where it like different hats go on. I'm not sure if you would really count that with as costume changes, would you?
Well, I kind of would count that as costume changes, since it actually is like a change of clothing. There's not a whole ton of costumes that you could put on a Pokemon and actually have it look very good. So, I actually would count that as a costume change. So they have implemented that in some places, but they should implement it with more characters and have more varieties.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. That's really all we have to say about that. Do you have anything else to input, or just, or you just want to leave
No,
it?
I think we pretty summed it up. Let's segue right to the next section.
Okay, so now we're in the top five. You want to lead us off, or you want me to?
Go for it.
Okay. In number five is in sudden death, you will die. No, no, like messing around in sudden death. You will die no matter what. If you play through Brawl, you know that if you're in sudden death, that the bombs will eventually fall if nobody like tries to kill anybody. Like you just mess around. I'd like to see it like instead of just bombs falling from the sky, have actual CPUs or not CPUs but AIs come after you, like the alloys from one. I believe the specials. No, what are the alloys from? I'm not completely sure. Um,
I forget the exact section, but I'm sure our viewers get where we're at.
yeah, but the alloys like come after you and actually try to kill you. I mean, that'd be pretty interesting. I think it would be fun to run away from alloys 24 or like the whole match. And they're not like handicapped alloys. They're like the strongest possible alloys that can come after you. And what are your
Yeah, so
thoughts?
it's just to kill the other player. It's to survive for as long as you can because it's more difficult. I think that should actually appear. The alloy should start appearing about 30 seconds into sudden death because some players just want to fight each other and see who can kill each other fastest. But the if it lasts more than 30 seconds, chances are that means that the two players have like are just avoiding each other, and we should have just a little bit more risk into it.
Yeah, that would be kind of scary. I would actually enjoy playing that with you. Like,
Yeah.
have alloys come after us. I would totally just run. Um, so is that anything else you wanted to talk about in that, or did we pretty much sum it up?
No, we pretty much summed it up. Let's go into the next section, which is better Wi-Fi. The the Wi-Fi system and the actual way it works can be refined a lot better than it actually is, and like there could be a server list that you could access to and join other people mid-fight, for example, instead of it's just not as refined as it could be. Any thoughts on your subject?
Um, I'd actually the it should be better. I mean, they have the new Nintendo Network, and I feel like that is much better than Wi-Fi because I mean they did it on Kid Icarus Uprising, which the online was really good, and Mario Kart 7, which was also really good. Um, but I feel like if they did that, it would probably be better. Um,
Yeah.
just other than that, I really don't see any problem with it. Besides, like you don't want to be going into a match like you have like the best internet, and then because of the host or whatever's internet sucks, you don't want it to just be cutting off. I mean that's really retarded, and I've actually seen people's online matches of that, and it just cuts off because the person's internet sucks.
Yeah, there are lots of ways that they could make that system a lot more streamlined.
Yeah, and I hope that they do it, but and if they do, I'll probably buy it for that. But if they don't, I'll probably still buy it anyway. So just for like the multiplayer or
Yes, it's not a major deciding factor over whether or not I will buy the game because there are lots of aspects of the game that are still fun even without the refined multiplayer play. But that would aid in the decision since I do enjoy good PvP.
yeah. Um. So yeah, that's really all I have to discuss about it. And how about you?
Same with me. Let's go to the next section.
Okay. No, I'll read it off. For number three, we both decided on more game modes, and if you don't understand what we mean kind of like instead of having um I'm sorry, Jaden. What did you say earlier about the more game modes? I'm totally just I'm spacing right here.
I said that it should be more like a. There should be more customization into it, like more different types. One of like, I made an example of one of the game modes being similar to Pokemon, where you'd select like three characters.
Oh yeah, tag team,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, tag team. And and one character runs out of lives, then you can't use him anymore, and then you'll switch to one of the other two characters. I feel that would add a little more variety to each combat, and you could really expand upon that with even more different game modes that would make the game more interesting.
And tag team fighting is much more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I would quite enjoy that. Like have it like a wrestling game, you know, where you have each person on each side. Like you have two people on one side, two people on the other, and you can like switch off in the middle of battle instead of having all four people on at once. Do you understand
yeah,
what yeah, like that.
yeah. Little customizations that you could add in besides the little to break it off the default.
Yeah,
Either you have a percentage, either you have a number of lives, or you have a number of health. It'd be interesting to add more variety to actually make make the goal of winning a little more interesting.
yeah. I would like that. That'd be really fun. And there's probably other game modes that we could talk into, but I can't think of any right now. Um, so yeah. How about you? Can you think of anything else that we can talk about in this one?
I can't think of any more game modes to talk about, but really there is a very large area that you can explore in that subject. But I think we should go into our next subject, which is number two, more balanced characters. There are so many characters that have almost been rendered obsolete. Most people don't really play because they don't actually provide. They're not very strong, or they're weak compared to other more overpowered characters that really should be a bit weaker, such as Hits. He's very fast. He has very fast moves. If you want to, he can. If you want to use him properly, then he can avoid almost any attack, and he has very overpowered movesets, even though each individual attack is weak.
I
Meanwhile, there are other characters that most people don't even play because compared to someone like Pitt, it would just hold up. Well, any ideas on the subject?
Pitt is way too overpowered. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there. I was waiting for you to get done just so I could throw that in there. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, Pitt is way too overpowered in my opinion. Other people will disagree with me. I know, but I feel Pitt is way overpowered because he can attack fast, and and he has a lot like multiple attacks per hit or per attack, multiple hits per attack. And of course, his final smash, you can barely avoid it. Um,
Yeah, his final smash is almost a guaranteed win.
yeah. Another one is Pikachu's down smash or down B attack, where people just spam it. People just troll it.
Yes, you quite like to exploit that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Um, yeah, another one is a lot of people have been discussing about the Ike situation. Um, but I'm sorry about that. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. It's a little. I had to do something real quick. But yeah, like with Ike, a lot of people have been saying like he's overpowered, but I really don't see it because although he is powerful, there's also a balance because he is kind of slow. So,
Yeah, although I have to admit his up smash is a bit overpowered because he launches into the air and drags anyone he hits up with him and back down.
I kind of like
Uh,
Link.
that's
I kind of think
that's
Lynx
also
is
a
like that.
really easy way to get the actual final smash ball. So I think that should be limited a little bit. Although it is a rather fun move to use. Any
Yes.
ideas?
No, not really. I think get Mr. Game and Watch is overpowered too. Even though I really don't like.
Yeah, that's the general consensus that most people have
And
thought of. Mr. Game Watch has a wide skill set that if used properly makes him almost untouchable.
have we unlocked Mr. Game and Watch in yours? I'm not completely sure we have because I never played as him. Anyway, no, just going off on thinking about something. Luigi's also overpowered too, and not in the sense of, well, yeah, he is powerful, and the one problem I have with him is the fact that he can throw off a lot of moves quickly. So, yeah. Any thoughts on anything else you want to talk about during this, or?
Not in this subject. I think we've covered it pretty thoroughly, and most people should have gotten the gist by now.
Yeah. Okay. So
let's just go right into our last subject.
Okay, so number one, we both agreed on this. The first thing that we thought of when we were thinking of making this video was more first and third party characters in the game. Now, when you ask yourself what's the first thing you think of, Jaden, when you hear a new Super Smash Bros. Game?
Well, the first thing that I think of is what are the new characters?
Of course, everybody thinks of that. I mean, I think of that. I was like, when I was so awestruck when Sonic was in the last one, and I so want more characters than just Sonic and I think Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid was in there as well. So yeah, I'd actually like to see and please, I so want this, Sora from Kingdom Hearts as a Square Enix representative. I so want this.
Yeah, there are many people who have wanted to have Kingdom Hearts characters inside of Super Smash Bros.
I mean, and it would probably work too. I mean, it's just
that would be a pretty. That could easily be adapted into Super Smash Bros. And Sora is already not very. He's a balanced character.
Yeah, and
so it would actually work pretty well.
And they already have like what? Let's see, Kingdom Hearts 358 Days, Kingdom Hearts Recoded, Kingdom Hearts 3D, and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I think is that all the Kingdom Hearts games that are out on Nintendo consoles? I can't think of.
I believe so.
I can't think
of more thorough knowledge of this series than I do, though.
I can't think of any other ones. So yeah, that's already 4 games. I mean, how can they not put Sora in there? And it would make sense. I mean, they could just show him if they make a story to it, like a story like this subspace. What was it? Emissary. They could like show him like traveling the world in the gummy ship or something, and he could like crash onto the onto the something like into the like story or whatever. I mean that would be pretty cool. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like, there's a lot of room that many characters could be added, and just as many characters would work great in a Super Smash Bros. Brawl game. Some people would argue that it would soon clutter up the space that they have available for the characters, so it would be harder for character selection. But they could easily have separated them into categories. It would be a little work on their part, but it in my opinion, it would be worth it in the end to have a larger variety of characters so that the game is actually more fun for a longer period.
Yeah, a lot of people have been discussing due to the fact that Super Smash Bros. The new one is being developed by Namco. A lot of people have been thinking that Pac-Man will actually be in there. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, but Batman definitely would be a very interesting character. I can. He would probably have a pretty basic move set if it's actually based on Pac-Man. But I can see his final smash working pretty well.
I think his final smash would actually be pretty cool. I mean, I'd like to see him like eat a power pellet, and then have all the other characters turn into ghosts, and you have to like chase him down. Like, you know how Pikachu's and Sonic's was, where they like fly around. I'd like to see it do one like that. Like where
Yeah, that would be a really good implementation of that character.
Yeah.
And usually when you think of a character like Pac-Man, you don't really think that it would be very fitting in a game like Super Smash Bros.
Well, yeah, but that's.
But if you think about it a little bit, there are ways that could be adapted. By that logic, you could adapt many characters that most people wouldn't even consider.
Yeah, I think that's the one problem most people are having with the Pac-Man being in there, is the fact that well, even the creators of the game said I don't see how or no, was that the creators? So somebody pointed out like how will some of the characters work out getting into the game, like into the world of Super Smash Bros. Like how will their backstory like, or where will they come from? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean we have Mr. Game and Watch. He was implemented into the game pretty well, and he's a two-dimensional sprite just like Pac-Man. So they should be able to figure out a way to implement Pac-Man pretty easily.
Yeah.
Just along with any other character with that feasible.
Yeah, I'd like to see more Sonic characters in while we're on the discussion of third-party characters.
Yeah, instead of just being Sonic.
Yeah, I mean, I think that instead, I don't want to be or to have a Sonic or a Shadow costume, which I actually think they had, or Sonic colors. I like the colors of Shadow for Sonic. I guess what I'm saying that
I think a Shadow character would work really well because I mean Shadow already has a pretty good potential for a final smash. He can use chaos control, and the moveset may as well be pretty similar to Sonic's as they are pretty similar. So Shadow would fit in really well.
Yeah, I'd actually really enjoy Shadow in there. I'd probably play as him as much. I don't really play as Sonic much, but I'd actually see myself playing as Shadow a lot, depending on his moveset. But that's just me.
And if we combine that with our customizable moveset idea that we had earlier, then that would make all the characters new and old even more fun to play with.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I really want to talk about in this situation or this part of the video. So, how about you? Got any other thoughts on what character should be in, or?
No, I think we've covered it pretty readily, and honestly, if we were to really talk about all the characters that really could be feasible inside of this game or would be interesting inside of this game, then we could go on for quite a while. And so I think we should just we end it here. I think it's pretty much summed up.
This video's been going for like 35 minutes already.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we should just end it here, and maybe we'll make another video. Maybe like a follow-up or something.
Yeah, may as well make this a top 10 series. We'll take another subject.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you stayed all the way through, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any comments or like your own top 10 list, leave it down in the bottom below in the comments, or make a video response of it. Also, remember to like and subscribe our channel. I'll post links to both of our channels in the comments, if that's okay with you.
That should be great.
Okay, so look forward to more videos soon, and I thank you guys for watching. And this is Roxas8137 signing off.
And this is Jaga Ishigami, signing out.
Later.